to be here tonight to celebrate Shabbat together, Hadassah Shabbat together. Some people do Hadassah Shabbat on Purim, but we have other traditions for on Purim. But we are very grateful to be here together. And we are especially grateful that, as you know, our tradition is that we include Agudat Achim congregants, and we alternate years of where it is. So we are especially grateful to see Agudat Achim people, and especially grateful to have Rabbi Sydni with us tonight. This is her first Hadassah Shabbat in Shreveport, so it's kind of exciting. We're looking forward to this very much. I think that it's kind of officially our first Shabbat service that we are collaborating. Isn't that true in some sense? Yeah, I think so. We've participated in each other before, but very grateful to be here together. And the understanding is we are going to worship in a meaningful way, but not linger and stay together for a long time afterwards. We all get to go home and have some Shabbat rest. So we begin our service on page 65. And before we start, our tradition here is that we realize that we have left all of the stressors outside this room, outside this building, outside this time and space. We appreciate the fact that it's obviously not that things go away. But I pray that this is a time where you can worry less and that you can be less stressed because you're not, it's one of those things you're not supposed to do on Shabbat, no stress on Shabbat. So our tradition is, as long as you don't breathe on anybody else, take a deep breath, let it out slowly. Try again. Let it out slowly. Hopefully you find some relaxation now in breathing. I encourage you to continue breathing. But we will continue on page 65, and I invite you to please rise as we welcome Shabbat with candle and Kiddush blessings. Thank you. Please rise.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of all the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, b'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us with your mitzvah and command us to kindle the lights of Shabbat. Let there be joy.
Let there be light.
Let there be peace.
Let there be Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We continue on pages 167 and 166 with the Kiddush, the sanctification of the day.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Parei Hagaf.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You call us to holiness with the mitzvah of Shabbat, the sign of your love, a reminder of your creative work, and of our liberation from Egyptian bondage, our day of days. On Shabbat especially, we hearken to your call to serve you as a holy people. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of Shabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. Now, today's tradition is going to be, I want you to look at everybody else in the room, and I want you to wave at everybody else. We're not going to hug or kiss or Shabbat Shalom. You can say Shabbat Shalom to everybody over there. Say Shabbat Shalom. You're kissing. Shabbat Shalom. You can blow kisses. That's okay. You may prefer that one. We continue page 66.
We're just about to greet the Shabbat bride with Lecha Dodi.
Sorry.
And I love what Rabbi Jana was saying earlier with us being in a space of a sort of tunnel vision. And a way that I like to think about this is thinking about welcoming in the Shabbat bride as that moment. Think about when you're at a wedding, when everyone's walking in, you're still thinking maybe about, what's the meal going to be like? Are there going to be good songs played by the DJ or the band? But when the bride walks in, you rise, and she's all that you can think of. So we're going to sing Lecha Dodi with that thought. This day of rest that we're entering, that's all we can think of. A full night of sleep, maybe once in an entire week.
That would be nice.
That's all we can think of. Finally getting to that book we couldn't get to until now. That's all we can think of. And so with that tunnel vision, that Shabbat tunnel vision in mind, we'll sing Lecha Dodi on page 66, and we'll rise on the last verse and face the door to say hello to the Shabbat bride. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Yishmi'anu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelecha, Ki hi mekor habracha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Hit'oreri, Kiva orech gumi ori, Uri shir daberi, Kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise. Boi v'shalom ahateret ba'ala, Gam besimcha uv'tohola, Toch emunei am segula, Boi chala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. And Bethany will read for us on page 67.
Somebody took good notes. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, and of the impulse within us for justice and mercy, we pray that this hour of worship may be one of vision and inspiration. Help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in search and in need.
The offering of their hearts. May our worship here lead us to fulfill our words and intentions with acts of kindness, peace, and love. Amen.
We have come together to strengthen our bonds with our people Israel. Like Jews of generations past, we celebrate the grandeur of creation. Like Jews of every age, we echo our people's ancient call for justice.
Our celebration is a sharing of memory and hope.
We are Jews, But each of us is unique. We stand apart and alone with differing feelings and insights, and yet we are not entirely alone and separate, for we are children of one people and one heritage.
Our celebration unites many separate selves into a single chorus. Turn the page. Keep going.
And we are one in search of life's meaning. All of us know despair and exultation. All bear burdens. All have moments of weakness and times of strength. All sing songs of sorrow and of love.
May our celebration bring us strength along our way.
In this circle of hope, in the presence of the sacred, may the heart come to know itself and its best, finding a fresh impulse to love the good.
Bring strength to us and our people. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad.
Many are the generations of Israel, and in every age we have sought the living God through Sabbath rest and worship. This time and place hold the power to increase our joy in the eternal. O God, even as we seek you in the sanctuary, help us to know that your glory fills all space. Make us understand that you are with us at all times, if we but open our minds to you.
We feel the presence of your Spirit in our homes and on our ways. We see the beauty of your creation in mountain, sea, and sky, and in the human form. We hear you in the silence of our own hearts, speaking the truths the heart knows.
May we be your witness to the world, your messenger to all the earth.
May we show forth your image within us, the divine spark that makes us human. Yitgadal v'yitkadash merabah, be'alma divra chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala, uvizman kariv, vimiru, amen. Yehesh meraba mevarach, la'alam ul'almei almaya, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpahar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yit'aleh, v'yit'halal, shemeh d'kudashah, Brichu leila min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amihiran be'alma v'meru amen. Barechu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach.
As day departs, as the dark of night descends, we lift our eyes to the heavens. In awe and wonder, our hearts cry out. Majestic is your name
In all the earth.
A vast universe, who can know it? What mind can fathom it? We look out to the endless suns and ask, What are we? What are our dreams and our hopes? What are we that you are mindful of us? What are we that you should care for us?
And yet within us abides a measure of your Spirit.
You are remote,
But oh,
how near, bordering the
the
stars,
stars and the
the
vast solitudes of
the
dark, yet whispering in our minds that you are closer than the air we breathe. For you have made us little less than divine and crowned us with glory and honor. With love and awe we turn to you, and in the dark of evening we seek the light of your presence.
One and only God, you have made each of us unique and formed us to be united in one family of life. Be with us, Eternal One, as we seek to unite our lives with your power and your love.
We proclaim now your oneness and our own hope for unity.
With unity, we claim creative power in the universe and in ourselves, the law that binds
World to world and heart to heart.
Let's do the Shema together.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam. You may be seated.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol lefacha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzorkach bayam al bevad haya mishnan megad ha'gad albam b'shivtcha v'b'mittecha v'shnetelech lata v'chatatcha v'shartcha v'kumecha v'kesatan v'yanyan gotecha v'hayu
לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Together,
You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your eternal God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God.
In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness, a world waiting still to be redeemed, give us, O source of good, the courage to say, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and your love.
From Egypt, the house of bondage, we were delivered. At Sinai, amid peals of thunder, we bound ourselves to your purpose. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, we survived oppression and exile time and again, overcoming the forces that would have destroyed us. And our many, our faults are great, yet it has been our glory to restore God and to keep alive in dark ages and a miserable world redeemed. May this vision never fade. Let us continue to work for the day when a nation shall be one and at peace. Then shall we sing with one accord, as Moses, Miriam, and Israel sang at the shores of the sea.
You got it. Thank you. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע הים לפני משה. זה עליינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, לעולם ועד. V'ne'emar, and it has been said, the Eternal One delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. We will continue with, at the bottom of page 74.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Eternal God, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up to find our hearts waiting to do your will. We praise you, Lord Israel,
whose love gives light to all the world.
O God of Israel, may our worship on this day help us to grow in loyalty to our covenant with you and to the way of life it demands, the way of gentleness and justice, the path of truth and of peace.
We continue in song together. V'shameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asut et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. I forgot to say, we're in the middle of page 75. V'shameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asut et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asut et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Please rise for the tefillah, which begins on page 76. So if you need to, east is that way somewhere. And Jerusalem, we're pretending is that way, but east is that way. Whichever way you want. It's going to be hard to do. You want to hold this for you? Please do. Yes, do.
Page 76. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah v'Elohei Rachel Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei HaKol v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot Umevi Geula Livnei Bneihem Leman Shemo v'Ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Abraham Ufokei Tzara Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechayei Metim Atah Rav Lehoshia Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechayei Metim Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Baal Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Memit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua B'ne'eman Atah L'Hachayot Metim Baruch Atah Adonai Mechayei Metim.
Amen. Thank you. Stay standing, please. Whoop. Wonk, wonk.
Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens, they felt you in their hearts, they sought you in their lives. Now their quest is ours. Help us, O God, to celebrate the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring nearer to realization the great hope inherited from ages past for a world transformed by liberty, justice, and peace. Your might, O God, is everlasting.
Help us to use our strength for good.
You are the source of life and blessing.
Help us to choose life for ourselves and our children.
You are the support of the fallen.
Help us to lift up the fallen.
You are the author of freedom.
Help us to free the captive.
You are our hope in death as in life.
Help us to keep faith with those who sleep in the dust.
Your might, O God, is everlasting.
Help us to use our strength for good.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who strive to be holy declare your glory day by day. We praise you, Eternal One, the Holy God.
Amen. You may be seated. In the middle of page 78. Yismechu v'malechutecha Shomerei, shomerei, shomerei Shabbat Korei oneg Shabbat Mekadeshi, mekadeshi shvi Shabbat Kulam yisbehu v'yitangu metuvecha Shabbat Yismechu v'malechutecha Shomerei, shomerei, shomerei Shabbat Korei oneg Shabbat V'hashvi ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat Chemdat yamim oto karata Shabbat Yismechu v'malechutecha Shomerei, shomerei, shomerei Shabbat Korei oneg Shabbat Zecher למעשה בראשית שבת זכר למעשה בראשית שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת Kore Oneg Shabbat.
Please join me on page 79. God
God
of Israel, may
now
our worship
on this Sabbath bring us near to all that is high and holy. May it bind the generations in bonds of love and sharing, and unite us with our people in common hope and faith. And through Sabbath rest and worship, may we learn to find fulfillment and joy in the vision of peace for all the world.
You are with us in our prayer, in our love and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, and pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answers to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service.
Eternal source of good, we give thanks to the numberless gifts and blessings that fill our days, for life itself in its endless variety, for all that sustains body and mind, for love and friendship, for the delights of the senses, and for the excellence of your Torah, which deepens our life and enriches our days. Teach us, God of wonders, to work for a just and compassionate society, where all may share your gifts in the joy of freedom.
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth.
Bless our country, that it may always be a stronghold of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship among the inhabitants of all lands, and may love of your name hallow every home and every heart. We praise you, O God, the source of peace. Until this time, we have been given words to say. This is the point of the service where we get to say the words that are in our own hearts. And Rabbi Sydni had an inspiration that she wanted to give you of things that you might want to think about. Oh, it's a good time. Thank you.
I didn't have one previously, but I can certainly have one now. In just a little bit, actually, in just a few minutes, we're going to continue with Aleinu, and when we get to Aleinu, I've been thinking about lately in our Hebrew class, which we've got one student from in this room right now. We've been learning Aleinu. We just finished learning Aleinu, and Aleinu means it's upon us. And we've been talking about in class, what is it upon us to do? What are our responsibilities to do as members of the Jewish community, or as friends of members of people of the Jewish community? What is our responsibility to do? And when I ask this question, I love how the kids light up and how excited they are to be the representatives of the Jewish community in their schools, to be the ones who talk about the Jewish perspective on social justice. In this time, we can think about the Jewish perspective on social distancing being at the same time a way to become very close socially. A time when, although we're distant physically, we now have that extra time to call the friend, to call the grandmother, to call the aunt we haven't spoken to in quite a long time. At this point in time, we have a lot of extra time to do some extra thinking. What are our responsibilities as part of the Jewish people or as friends of the Jewish people? And so when we're saying our silent prayer now, let's think, what is my responsibility in the weeks to come, in a time of that feels like upcoming tragedy? What are my responsibilities to self, to friends, to community?
Take a moment to pray silently. Thank you. start. I go up high like this. Yihiu leratzon,
May the words of my mouth
imre fi vehegyon libi,
and the meditations of my heart
lefanecha,
be acceptable to you.
lefanecha.
Be acceptable to you.
Adonai tzuri,
God, my rock,
tzuri v'gohali,
my rock and my redeemer.
Adonai tzuri
God, my rock
v'gohali.
and redeemer.
At this point in our service, our hearts and our prayers turn to those who are ill or recuperating as we turn to the inside back cover of our prayer books. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to ask you to please call out names of people for whom you would like healing. And obviously, you would like us to be praying for healing. And obviously, that includes everyone who is ill now with flu. It's flu season. And obviously, with coronavirus, we pray for speedy and complete healing. But please call out names. For all these names, for the names we choose to hold in our hearts and not say out loud, we pray together. Oh God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofeh HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health. And it's become our tradition to add a prayer for those who are our first responders. That includes the military. Anyone know anyone who is currently in military active duty? I think so. Police officers. Do you know anyone who's currently police officer? We're grateful to ours. EMTs, nurses, doctors, for all these firefighters, and the veterans who have already served and who we still rely upon to be the ones who will protect us. We say, Mishaberach avotenu ve'imotenu, may the one who blessed and protected our ancestors guard all those whom we've entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom, protecting us and healing us. In this country, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they have been called to serve, give them courage to succeed and strength to persevere. May they return home safely, and let us say, Amen. At this point in our service, Debbie DeLynn, our president for life of Hadassah, has some words she wants to tell us about Hadassah. I hope that you were inspired by that service that comes already in our prayer book, but it felt like it was speaking to us of things that are Hadassah's goals and missions. Do I remember correctly? Were you up on here last time? Was it correct?
Ladder here, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. There's Debbie.
This will be short. I'm going to talk about Hadassah and anti-Semitism. And as you can guess, Hadassah strongly supports fighting anti-Semitism in all of its guises. Racial slurs, stereotyping, accusing the poor or the wealthy of saying things that will cast aspersions on Jews, trying wealthy Jews to be guilty of a crime. Hadassah, all of us learn to love our religious practices, our joys, our serious religious activities, our Torah, our love of certain foods, our dances, our seders, our accomplishments, heroes among us all. We must change to expand our love of ourselves. While fighting anti-Semitism is one of our major needs, politicizing anti-Semitism is deplored. Blaming any group, including congressional parties, with monopolizing anti-Semitism is deplorable. Classifying one political party over another could cause disaster, particularly harm to Jews. Hate groups could be ignited if a political figure seems to suggest that Jews are to blame for whatever. Look back on recent fires and shootings in synagogues. Deaths, blurrings of happenings seem to come in groups, one catching fire over the one before it. I was pointing to a specific example of one example. A recent anti-Semitic remark was the citing of wealthy Jews as providers of Jewish causes. The representative who did this may have ignited hate groups toward us Jews. The remarks were made by a House Democratic representative, Ilhan Omar, an example of the politicization of anti-Semitism. She cited wealthy Jews as paying for Jewish causes. The danger was in inciting hate groups of politicization. She cited wealthy Jews as paying for Jewish causes. In this case, Representative Omar was rebuked, perhaps arresting the possibility of anti-Jewish behaviors. She managed to salvage her remarks by apologizing and then saying that her remarks were against AIPAC, which, as you know, is an organization friendly to Jews, and having members, many members who are Christian. The apologizing, those members strongly support Jewish causes. However, her remarks suggested that Jews value money and that money buys political support. This may be true, but it isn't all that inclusive. The incident with support by hate groups could rebound in anti-Semitic behavior. I think hate groups can take their signals from people in Congress because they are looked up upon. Therefore, we must stand proactively against such behavior. One way would be to change our attitudes toward individual and/or group differences by widening our love of the stranger, the person whose qualities are different than our own. We have many who fit that definition. These include gays, African Americans, Catholics, Protestants, whites, Asian, Hispanics. Let us learn to applaud the differences that might be contagious. And we have to learn to love ourselves. Hadassah advocates teaching our children the joys of being Jewish, to love our traditions, our Torah, our religious customs, our holidays, both happy and solemn, our foods, our country, Israel. Teaching our children the joys of being Jewish could arm us against the fears of what others may believe. That might be contagious, if only we learn to love our neighbor as ourselves. Hadassah advocates teaching our children the joys of being Jewish, to love our traditions, our Torah, our religious customs, our holidays. Teaching our children the joys of being Jewish could arm ourselves against the fears of what others may believe. In cautious pessimism, based on past experience, I agree with Hadassah spokespeople who say our children about the good aspects of Judaism. The bad things, sadly, will probably come through exposure. Perhaps if we taught our children to love our neighbors, to value our differences from others, and value others, things may change. I look at our history and I say I'm cautiously pessimistic.
We want to be optimistic. Thank you, Debbie. Really appreciate that. Very powerful. And at this point, we invite the president of B'nai Zion to come up to tell us something of what's going on in our world, and then we will also invite the president of Agudath Achim to come up. Mr. President. Oh, and then you got this thing in case we want to remember about that.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for being here this evening. Rabbi and I talked quite a bit through the day yesterday about whether to have services with all that was going on. And I'm glad that we made the decision to all be here, and thank you all for being here. I think it was the right decision. We're also welcome all the Agudath Achim congregants and Rabbi Sydni. It's a blessing for all of us to worship together. And thank you for the kind words you said before the silent prayer. Jerry and I have always said to our children, it's not always about what happens or the things that happen, it's what happens next. It's what you do next. And so with crisis brings opportunities. And so hopefully those opportunities for both ourselves and all the people will grasp those opportunities and maybe, again, we have faith that there's something better out there for all of us. Maybe some of these things, maybe the hotels and airlines and people that are cleaning things better and doing things, maybe these things will last. Maybe these were a sign that things needed to change. So hopefully there will be some good, and I believe that in the end there will be. So thank you again. Appreciate that. We will continue to use caution and think about health and safety. I'm sure there will be lots of things in this fluid situation that will change, and we will adapt and adjust the things we do accordingly, and of course with safety as the main consideration. We've made the decision to stop serving challah and refreshments for Oneg Shabbat at least until after Passover. And we obviously ask that people use good caution and stay home when you're ill. We will continue to stream services, and please contact the office if we can help in any way. At the moment, our Seder is still on, but a decision will be probably made early next week if that's something that we can continue well in advance so people could make their own plans if need be, and certainly just, again, doing what we think is the right thing for all concerned. We will have a shredding truck the week after taxes are due. Please bring anything you want shredded, including not only paper but hard drives, CDs. We do suggest a donation of $18 for this service, with all proceeds going towards the security fund. You've probably heard March Madness has been canceled, much to many of our dismay, but again, understanding what is best for all concerned. Of course, that means the Jewish Federation March Madness fundraiser will also be canceled. Jewish Federation Bowl Painting Mitzvah Project at B'nai Zion for the food bank is still scheduled March 26th. You can pay $20 to paint a ceramic bowl that will benefit the hungry in our community. Donations were made tonight for puppet flowers in loving memory of Julian Bernhard by Bobby Goodman and family, in loving memory of Ben Langton by the Sorky family, in loving memory of Bernice Kreisman Schulwolf by Mandy Selber and family. Thank you.
Mr. President?
I forgot to mention
Oh, yeah, so we still have this. You can see the picture. Right now, this is still on. April 2nd, the world premiere of the Wiener Brothers documentary. We hope that you're buying tickets and coming to the gala and the premiere. So far, it's still on.
On Saturday, March 14th, we will have our bagel breakfast at 9:15 as usual. Morning service will begin at 9:45, and lunch will be around 12:30 as we finish. And let me add that the only modification we have made so far to our Saturday morning service, our Shabbat service, is that we will not be marching around with the Torah at the beginning and the end of the Torah service. Otherwise, we have plenty of room in our sanctuary to spread out and be comfortable, and we will have services as usual, and we will have Pirkei Avot learning at 1 p.m. after lunch, and Shabbat ends with Havdalah at 8:04 p.m. tomorrow evening. I want to thank Rabbi Feivel Rubenstein for reading Torah, and to Dr. Bruce Herneter for leading our Pirkei Avot learning tomorrow morning. And thank you to Alfred Barrow and Maureen Lustberg for sponsoring the Kiddush lunch in memory of Mamie Lustberg. Please note that our guests from Or Shalom Synagogue in San Diego will not be coming for their previously planned visit next week. It was the right decision to make. Our next Exploring Judaism class will be all about God. We will meet on Wednesday, March 18th at 7 p.m., and our class will be held online on Zoom. And Rabbi Sydni is happy to help anyone with the technology, and she doesn't want the technology to be a hindrance to our learning, so we will do it, you will do it from home, and she will be, if you have any questions, please seek her out and ask. We have the duplicate announcement about the Paint a Bowl, and so I'm not going to go through all of that. Our Passover Seder will be held at Agudath Achim on Thursday, April 9th at 7 p.m. And please print out and fill in the attached form, or you can pick one up in the synagogue office. And our March board meeting will be this coming Monday evening at 7 p.m. in the library. And that concludes our announcements, and I just had one other thought. And who would have thought in 2020 that we're dealing with an old-style biblical plague, and that we are scant better today to deal with it than we were thousands of years ago. And we sincerely wish everyone continued best of health and a Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
Yeah, please.
Thank you so much. I just want to say a couple more things. One is that our decision to serve food tomorrow was done in discussion with the person who happens to be hosting our Kiddush lunch tomorrow, Alfred, he works in food safety and in food safety inspection, and so there was a lot of discussion with him over that decision to serve food tomorrow. And also, Dave mentioned our Judaism class. It's an Exploring Judaism class on Wednesday nights, and anybody's welcome to join. But from now on, it won't be for the next couple weeks, it won't be at Agudath Achim. So if you're interested in participating online, let me know, and I can send you the information.
That's awesome. What a great idea. We were just talking about that for meetings, too. And I wanted to point out that since, as of now, the Seder is still on, The early bird deadline is this Wednesday. And so if you want the best prices for that potential Seder, please get your orders in by. And the other thing that I was supposed to tell you is next Friday night, we have a guest speaker coming. So last month, when it was Black History Month, I brought you a surprise speaker. It was Rabbi Bishop Brandon. But this month, for Women's History Month, I'm bringing you Sarah Abear, who runs the All Y'all stuff. And so she's doing a presentation about All Y'all, Tell Your Story, because it's about women's history. So I hope that you come. She's what I was teasing Adam before, because she's another person I taught her Hebrew, so I get to say, I taught you all of the Hebrew that you ever forgot. So she'll speak next Friday night at services. We're trying to give you some surprise sermons, I guess you might say. Today it was Debbie's, and I greatly appreciate that. We continue on page 148, and I think this is where Rabbi Sydni takes over again. Please rise for the Aleinu, and we need someone. Marion, would you please come help me? Open the ark.
Aleinu, it's upon us. It's our responsibility. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei melech malchei hamelachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notei shamayim veyoser haaretz umoshav yekaro bashamayim mima'al ushchinatu zo begovei meromim hu Eloheinu einod Emet malkeinu efesulato, kakatuv betorato, viadata hayom bahashevota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, bashamayim mimal, ve'al haaretz mitachat enod. Ve'ne'emar ve'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
When the ark is closed, you may be seated. We continue on page 151. We have a tradition in our congregation now that, let's do this. It's okay, yeah, that's the way it works. We have a tradition in our congregation now that we do acknowledge those who are our first responders, and we acknowledge all those who have given their lives to protect us. So I am very sad to report that we have lost 2 people in our military just this past week. We lost Gunnery Sergeant Diego Di Pongo, who was 34, from Simi Valley, California. And we lost Captain Moises Anavas, who was also 34. He was from Germantown, Maryland. So I'm sad to say we have lost 11 people in our military just this year already. We also lost 2 new people in our police force. We lost Corporal O'Connor, who he was 46 years old. He served with the Philadelphia Police Department for 23 years. He was a member of a SWAT team for 15 years. We lost Police Officer Brent Scrimshire, who was 33 years old. He served 6 years with the Hot Springs Police Department in Arkansas. So we have already lost 23 police officers this year. We've lost 2 canine officers. We've lost 15 firefighters, including, I'm sad to say, 2 new officers. We've lost Safety Officer Joe Tucker, who was 62 from Goldsboro, North Carolina, and firefighter Jerome Gies, who was 34 from Mount Holly Springs, Pennsylvania. We say their names now because, as you know, Jewish tradition is we do not say Kaddish until someone is buried, and we don't know when their burials will be. We continue on page 151. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. We include, obviously, in that list those people who died just this week and so far this year from the coronavirus. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. I invite you to turn to page 153. Number 4. Life is finite. Like a candle, it burns, it glows, it is radiant with warmth and beauty. Then it fades. Its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance, and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down in gutters. There's an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives, we give life. I thought that was especially poignant for Hadassah week. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has taken from us. Rabbi, do you have anyone for Shloshim?
Marge Santa.
Sorry. Shloshim.
For Shloshim, we have, I believe we're still in Shloshim for Marge Santa.
And then we acknowledge congregants' parents who died the past year at our congregation. We're remembering Claire Anthony, Lucy Branis, Isabel Posner, Carol Ginsberg, Johnny Engelbert, and Dean Thomas Pratt. Do you have other parents of congregants to add to that? We share congregants for that. And as we remember those who died at this season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own. We include in our Yortzeit this week
Ernest Braun, Sarah Greenberg, Rachel Burson, Jerome David Herneter, Carolyn Rubenstein, Helen Arnold, Louis Feldman, Enrico De Benedetti, Fanny Rubenstein, Bernard Rosenfeld, Janice Gross, Janice Hyman, Irving Lipton, Louis Shore, Adolph Alden, Mamie Lustberg, Pearl Toys, A.B. Worth, and Coleman Williams.
Included in our list are some of the same names. We include Julian S. Bernard, Ernest Braun, Marion Burstein, Enrico De Benedetti, Henry Elaine Dreyfus, Samuel Dreyfus, Janice Hyman, Julius S. Kahn, Sadie Katz, Ben Langton, Ray E. Levy, Nan Levy, Pauline Lipson, Samuel Loeb, Mamie Lustberg, Solomon Meyer, David Miller, Benjamin Ramback, Hilda Roth, Bernice Kreisman Schulwolf, Harry Shanhouse, Justine Wiseman, Henry Sauer Wiseman Sr., and Hannah Cohen Weiss. In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, we rise as together we praise your name. The Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 154. The translation is on 155. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May their memories be a blessing. Rabbi Sydni, did you want to lead us in a closing song tonight? Anything? An Ein Keloheinu or a something, just to make everybody leave with something joyous? Yes, no?
Sure.
We turn to page 100. You may be seated. If you promise you'll sing, you can sit down. If you're not going to sing, you have to stay standing up. This one? Good.
Ein Keloheinu, page 159.
We skipped the last verse, sorry.
Ein Keloheinu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu, mich Eloheinu, mich Adonenu, mich Emalkeinu, mich Moshienu. Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. And at Agudath Achim, we have the custom of ending our services with the priestly blessing.
That's what we do.
Oh, wonderful.
Watch.
Fantastic.
Wait till you see it. Please rise for the closing benediction. Watch. They'll help us. What I'd like you to do, because we're trying to make sure that we are being calm and distancing ourselves, I want you to look at everybody here again. I want you to help me bless each other. And you can do this if you want and live long and prosper. That's way better than shaking hands when you're done. I heard that. I stole that one. I don't know. Somebody else gave that idea. But help me bless everyone, please. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. May God bless you and protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'choneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you, can feel it, and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. May God's face be lifted up to you. May God grant you peace. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
I hope you do enjoy your Shabbat. No hugging and shaking hands, and be good to each other. And
All right. Shabbat shalom.
thank you so much. Nice job, Debbie. Thank you. Shabbos. So what you got planned for the weekend? That you're not swimming?
I don't know, craft, do something, probably get home, head on homework that I have to do at home. So for this week, this coming week, because we're supposed to be in school, they're just like there's this Google Classroom and they can post stuff every day.
You do it separately. You're not like having a classroom?
No.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you so much. Regards to Rabbi Philley.